question is that when a woman is married and she chooses a career over a family, she's questioned. Now, suppose she becomes a widow and she's the breadwinner of the family. Then she's not questioned.
Women biologically have different requirements. They are built differently. They have a biological clock, and we have been through and through time.
Her body is structured like that, so in different phases she'll have different moods. That is hormones. Like, you have to accept it and you have to function according to it.
Hi everyone, welcome back to yet another episode of Hop Cassettes. Wish you all a very happy Women's Day. And on this occasion, we have with us 4 amazing and leading women from the healthcare and wellness industry. The first one with us is Preeti Pallavi Patnaik, founder of Reform Bhubaneswar, Odessa Coffee and KDF Social, and managing director of Tushi Motors. She's also the convener of INVEC, ICC. Her perspective brings an important dimension to today's discussion: how health, identity, and empowerment are shaped not only inside hospitals, but inside workplaces and everyday life. Also with us is Ms. Nilanjana Mukherjee, Managing Director of Dreams Medical College and Padmini Care Hospital. She's also the former Managing Director of Kalinga Hospital and Vice President of AMRI Hospital Bhubaneswar. With formal training in hospital and healthcare management from IIM Pune and a role on the core committee of Indian Chamber of Commerce, she operates at the intersection of medicine and policy. Also with us is Suma Devi Dash, Director of Finance, Ashwini Group of Hospitals, and co-founder Bombay. She is a mother of 2 and a full-time entrepreneur with an engineering degree from IIT Kharagpur and MBA from Wharton. She began her career in investment banking before transitioning into healthcare leadership and lately hospitality. And finally with us is Dr. Reshma Krishnapriya. She is an obstetrician and gynecologist with over a decade of experience in women's health. She's the managing director and co-founder of Rahat Hospitals Bhubaneswar. She has built a specialized center for comprehensive women and childcare, introducing advanced services including fetal medicine, aesthetic gynecology, and urogynecology. Her clinical expertise and commitment to evidence-based, compassionate care make her an essential voice in today's discussion on the gaps in women's health. Hi guys, we've done a small round of introduction, so we'll just naturally start, okay, and we'll see how the conversation goes. Like, firstly, I've always wanted to do this, like not a podcast, but have real conversation, intellectual conversations that, drives thought. And I'm really excited to do this, but also a little nervous. So we'll just start. And before we delve into the conversation, I would just like to hear from you guys, like, what does health mean to you individually? Like, we can start from you.
Until I was 40, I never thought health was a concern for me. Health was something I needed to plan. But now I'm realizing it is something which starts at an early age, and if taken care and nurtured well, will give you great returns. It is like the FD of your life, which you should start at a very early age. And especially today, where the world is changing and most of the women are working, they have multiple roles to play, they have multiple relationships to handle, and a lot of societal pressure, it becomes immensely important that they first prioritize themselves.
Okay.
Because they make the world, and it is very important for them to be at equilibrium, to be in that balance, to be able to deliver maximum. So for me, health is a priority and it is non-negotiable.
Amazing.
So for me, health is, I think, my bread and butter. That's what is fetching me the salaries for now 20 years or so.
Yeah.
But yes, I agree with Pali, what she said. But another thing which I would really want to put a very strong note on health is, before you become a straight line, you want to live life. Live life with dignity, live life with the powerful self at every age. Because every age has its health issues.
Right.
And at every age, to nurture those health issues is very important for a woman. So my message would be that yes, at every age, you have to rectify, identify and work towards it for health.
Right. Molly?
For me, I think health is a good health is something that allows you to do whatever it is you want to do at any age.
Right.
Whether you want to dance or you want to travel or you want to be active and energetic through the day, or you want to have good hair or good skin, or that by the time I'm 80 I should be able to climb steps up and down. Whatever it is that you would like to do, good health is something that should let you do that.
Right.
So that's just,
Yeah, I agree totally.
Live it.
that's it. If it allows you to do what your mind wants to do, that means you are in the right health.
Yeah. I mean, we tell that a lot to our clients. Like, they all come with this ki, we want this kind of weight, or, we want to have this many inches and all of that. But we always try to tell them that, that shouldn't be a goal. In fact, your goal should be that you can do whatever you want with your kids whenever you want to do it. That's something. Okay, Reshma.
Health is everything, obviously.
Yeah.
And then, money, fame, nothing can beat health. If you have everything and you don't have health, what's the point?
Right.
Nobody can stop a CEO from dying. Nobody can stop.
Yeah.
So health is everything for everybody. So first is health and then rest.
Right.
So you can't compromise your health to earn money or to earn fame or anything. So health is everything.
So I always find it a little strange, I know that's me probably, and it is politically probably incorrect, that we talk about women's health and health. There are only two genders.
Right.
Mostly,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Mostly. And if the women that we call women are like half of the world. So what is women's health? I mean, it's not like this is a diamond amongst the sea of different types of emeralds. It is most of it. So we are talking about women's health in a very social context actually.
Okay.
Because in general, over the last centuries, women generally have taken a back seat in speaking out or being in the forefront of history, right? War or conquering or whatever it is. There are very few women, but mostly are men.
Right.
So it seems that we have not talked there. That aspect has been a little left behind, and now people are speaking more about it. It's not different. It was always there, right? And we should. The more we try to make it this elusive, different thing, and that we have to kind of, the more stigma almost we are creating about it. I have a feeling like it should be very, smooth. It should be a friendly conversation. Like health is health, right? Apart from the reproductive organs and some hormones, the rest of the organs kind of work the same way, right? So yes, women's health is important to talk about because we have not been talking about it a lot, but it is not different.
I feel it is the make of things, and women biologically have different requirements. They are built differently. They have a biological clock, and we have been through and through time. If you see 10, 15 years ago, the life and lifestyle of the women in our society was very different. If you go further 50 years ago, their life as far as fitness for the women who would be in good families also would be different. They had more of physical labor, which might mean pulling water out of the well, which might mean pounding the rice, which might mean churning the curd. So all these were a part of a daily routine which women were doing unknowingly, which was actually keeping them fit. The smallest of thing of using a Western commode and an Eastern you know, we have deleted that and we are going for comfort. But actually squatting and sitting is good, not only
Good
for
for your
women
health.
but also for
hygiene.
our,
In general.
for our body. So things are changing, transition is happening. And when we talk about women health, what we usually talk about is women who are mostly in urban areas, who
Right.
are in cities, who are exposed to a busy lifestyle, who are exposed to convenience, who are exposed to societal pressures. What we miss talking about, a major chunk of women who are in rural India,
Right.
who are rather ignorant, who do not know that this is the need of their body, who do not know that this is what I'm going through, whether it is hormonal or it is biological or it is an appendix. There are so many women who die of appendix and they're not aware that they need that operation. Kosto huchi, katuchi,
Yeah.
jiba anganwadi re dekheba, and there are if you find, you will get statistics for women who have died of childbirth. We are talking of today's world where India is going forward, but there are still date, if you go and check statistics, you will find women who have died of childbirth, who have died of negligence, who have died of illnesses which has not been identified. Women wellness is not just about hormones or having your menstrual cycle, or we are talking about mental health. It is also addressing the different parts of the society where they have not been educated with the basic system of your own health.
Yeah.
So I feel we are doing a great job when it comes to women's health, and there's a lot of discussion around
Already
it.
happened.
But are we actually addressing the grassroots?
Yeah.
Are we actually benefiting the women who need it? That is something we should discuss and address, I feel.
I would like to join 2 points, like one from hers and one from yours, that yes, a lot of it is social, like you mentioned, right? A lot of people are dying out of appendix. And while I was reading up for this, I came across so many researches where pain is so normalized for women that it takes a lot more time as compared to men to detect a particular disease, because they feel like, ye to normally hoga na.
Exactly.
Because I'm working, like you mentioned, कि घर पे they're working so much. They're like, oh, it's just a mere back pain, maybe because I overdid something. So identifying a pain or any other kind of symptom takes longer in women as compared to men. Probably that's why it goes undetected. And also the social stigma or normalization of pain for women. Like my mother used to tell me, like, if you are having periods pain, you're never going to talk about it. You're going to be a strong woman. You'll go to school and college. And I used to very proudly do it. And maybe it's normalization. I don't know if it's good, bad, it helped me or not. But I learned to work through pain. So, wanted to make that point. Right?
Leave about rural women for a bit. But how many of us, when we meet friends, how many of us ask, how's your health? We say, your dress is nice, and like, how have you been? Like, we went on a trip. But how many of us are talking about health with our own friends? How many of us, after taking a vaccine which is protective for cancers, and going and suggesting our friends, you should take it, you must take it, there's something like this is available. How many of us are doing it?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Reshma,
It
I have a feeling like asking about somebody's health, people don't want to say it is bad, right? Because you almost feel guilty for not taking care of yourself, because you're talking so much about women's health and that you should be talking about it and this and that. The moment, if you ask me how's my health, I'm not going to say that I'm trying to lose weight.
It's like a taboo.
It feels,
That's what we haven't normalized it to talk
To-
about it
yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
Being so educated, we haven't normalized it. There's nothing, it is very good to lose weight.
Yeah.
Why not, why can't somebody try to lose weight?
But sometimes it always becomes about looks, and it's always like in India, when you go meet someone, you're like, "Tum mote ho gaye," you've lost a lot of weight. That's generally all the conversation that happens, but the angle is not health.
No, not even only about the looks. Let's say my sugar has been high. I don't, not mine,
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah.
just saying in general. And somebody says, how are you
तो सब
doing?
borderline है. तुम
So
क्यों
how are you
चिंता
doing?
करती हो?
आप बोलोगे क्या? अरे मेरा sugar थोड़ा high आ रहा है.
My
It
sugar.
feels
मेरा
like
तो
I have
बहुत
not
high
done
है.
enough in time.
No, while
कि
I'm
मेरा भी
having
sugar high
ice
है.
cream, I say my sugar is a little high.
But it's like a social stigma.
It is.
You know, you
Still.
always think, "Arey, that person
Uh-huh.
will be happy if I tell that, oh, I'm not well, so I'll not say anything."
Yeah.
And
So coming to what Pali says is about the rural women. When I'm working in a medical college, what I find is awareness is extremely poor. And what is very important is the daughter has to think for the mother that my ma needs also a health checkup. Today, if you see the statistics for all hospitals in the health checkup criteria, you will find that hardly 30% of the women actually enroll themselves for regular health checkups.
Right.
Unless, again, it's a corporate need where the corporate says you have
Mandated.
to go for a mandate.
Yeah.
So, that is the basic data which says that women do not come for preventive health checkup.
Yeah.
That is in the society, which is in the urban society. So rural में तो when the lady is working, वो बताएगी कि मेरा आज तबीयत खराब है तो बोलेगा कि अभी पैसा नहीं है, चुप रहो. You know, so that awareness of women needs preventive health checkup ही नहीं है. So that only has to be worked on. What she says is it's a social need. You can have any yojana where the women's coverage is 7 lakhs vis-a-vis 5 lakhs to men. But unless the women goes for it, you can't do anything about it.
That is also because women are so resilient to
Resilient.
these
Tolerate.
things, tolerate.
Yeah.
And I'll give you one example. Today, like before I came here, I was literally so amazed. I delivered the patient normally. She went through labor pain since last night. Like she got admitted in the yesterday evening. So she was going through the labor pain, and she delivered around 11 o'clock or so. So the baby, baby was in some distress. So like we had to shift the baby to NICU, which happens. I mean, it's most common, and baby will pick up with mild, that ventilation and all that. So when the father heard about it, he started crying. The mother, she went through pain all night. She got up from the delivery bed. She walked to the NICU. She said, "My baby is all well. Why are you crying?" That's how, women are.
Tolerant. Yeah.
So like I was so amazed. Arey, you just had delivery and you walking and coming and talking, and she's convincing her family that baby is
Everything's
all
gonna be
good.
fine.
Why are you all worried? So I felt so happy. I don't know if I have to be happy or no, but I felt so proud.
Yeah, you do feel proud, but at the same time, I guess that is why like detecting issues or diseases with women health is delayed. I was also reading somewhere, like probably you guys can throw some light on it, that symptoms may differ about the same health disease like heart attacks and things like that between men and women. So does that not differentiate women's health from men's health? I'll not call health anymore.
Yes, you're right. I think it is because of body structure and hormones and age, how it catches up on women and men. The reproductive system does its toll on the women, and men are different because they work more or not on muscles and not so much. So it definitely does, but again, that is normal. That is normal, and medical education should teach that. Right? If it's a woman versus man, it should manifest this way. Again, we're all coming back to the same thing over and over again. It's fine if it manifests differently.
Okay.
The point is to get there, right? And the point is to say that, I need to ensure that I'm in the best physical health. Whatever the symptoms that we manifest, in the medical science, the doctors know that for women, if it looks like this, it's probably this. For men, if it looks like this. If for children, if it's like this. And race is also a factor, right? It's not only the gender.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So for people from the south, also we see different things. People from the north are different things because the diet is different, the environment is different. People Caucasian will be different. People from Anglo-Saxon will be different. So many things contribute to the way different symptoms show.
Okay.
And But the point is again to not say that, oh, it may be different, so don't listen to what this
What
is
everybody's
saying.
saying.
The point is to say that at different ages, things crop up.
Yes.
Yeah.
So make sure you are in your best physical health by being more proactive, by learning about your body, where you are, and what may or may not be right for you.
Adhika, I want to ask you some question on that.
Okay.
So, so when you get couples in this gym, so you, you plan the schedule for them, the exercise schedule.
Yeah.
Do you plan that the wife must be menstruating, so I have to slow down for her? So, or the wife must be in some different phase of the cycle, so I can't like make her do HIIT. You don't, and nobody understands it. Like when nobody understands it, you can't like just blame कि अरे तुम नहीं कर पा रहे यार. It's not about नहीं कर पा रहे. Her body is structured like that, so in different phases she'll have different moods. That is hormones. Like you have to accept it and you have to function according to it, and you can't just sit and blame somebody that अरे तुम कल किया आज क्यों नहीं कर पा रहे. No, yeah, that's a fact. When I'm menstruating today, I won't be able to come and do. But outside, if you see, the gyms won't structure this according to the cycles. They structure normally.
Yeah.
And everybody won't be same.
I would like to correct you there that yes, it's not possible in the community sessions, but we do it in our one-on-one sessions. Like we divide the workout schedule
one-on-one
according
sessions,
to
but,
the in community
when,
it's not possible for sure.
So, I have done classical dancing for almost 20 years of my life. And whenever we did our classes and if we were in our cycle, it was told that just don't come and attend the class.
Yeah.
It was not because it is a taboo, because it is a scientific reason.
Yeah.
When you go in for rigorous dance.
Your energy levels are different and
You can't.
emotionally
Your
you're
energy
different.
levels are
People
different.
who understand. The people who don't understand still feels कि
When you spoke about the symptoms between men
Men and
and women, I've been married for 16 years now. I live with my husband. We're very close and we're in a very happy marriage. But till date, sometimes I fail to understand what his expectations are from me. He fails to 90% of the time understand what my expectations are from him. But we are together and we are happy.
Okay.
When it comes to men's biological symptoms and women biological systems, I think we can talk about 2-3 things. One is that the industry, the health industry as such, has some standardized tests which are standardized so that you know the symptoms, and that is data collection over the year. They have not come with this, your BMI, your blood test, your thyroid function test, liver function. They are standardized tests which tell you that this is the system, this is what will happen, these are the symptoms for a male patient, this is his BMI, this is according to his, it is all done.
Yeah.
What lacks today is awareness, even in government schemes. Nilanjana just told some time ago, she was speaking about the enrollments and the schemes that they have where the women have to enroll and come for a checkup, and most of the women just don't turn up. So there are many government schemes available, yes. There are many medical facilities which are being given, yes. But are they reaching? Are they aware? I am with MSME. We are all a part of INVEC. All of us know MSME has so many schemes. But the problem is nobody. Forget rural. In urban if you ask me, I will consider myself educated, a person who has exposure, who has friends in the fraternity who are doing well for themselves and are well informed. If you ask me today that, Pali, can you tell me what are the benefits you are reaping from the government, or have you gone for a free health camp? I'll look at that person twice. I mean, what are you talking about? So the basic thing is awareness. The basic thing is, as the fraternity of the health fraternity, they should come together, and maybe the doctors should educate, maybe they should reach out. I don't know what can be done. Our experts are here, but my perspective to the symptoms that vary between a male and female is a very large scope of things, and that needs a lot of research, and it's going on.
Yeah.
You know, our health and wellness has really evolved over the years, and what we were 15 years ago, today we have a solution for everything. Today, 1 in 10 people, you will know that they have cancer. Earlier, you wouldn't hear everybody getting cancer. It is lifestyle, it is the gene mutation, it is so many things that are happening. But also the curation rate has gone much higher. The recovery of those patients are irrespective of male and female. So
Now every
symptoms
family has
is
cancer.
one part of it.
Every family has cancer.
Cancer.
Every
Yeah,
family, yeah.
every other family you hear is cancer. So it is more awareness, it is more addressing and making them understand that it is important. And sometimes very well educated women, like even us,
Yeah.
We also don't.
we take it for a
take
ride.
it.
Like I know I have sugar or I have thyroid. Are aji ratri te khai do biryani. You know, kali dekhiwa.
But that you should do.
Yeah.
Yeah, even I.
So
First
we
thing
say
is you should be happy
me
with what
first.
you're doing.
You should live a little.
You know, we always say me first and women empowerment.
Yeah.
But health is a big sacrifice. It is a big sacrifice you do for your loved ones.
Yeah.
You know, sacrifice with what you eat, sacrifice of discipline, sacrifice of no matter whatever is happening around you, you will dedicate that much of time for your health so that you live longer and you take care of the
So,
rest.
Selena, I'll ask you a question. We all know that osteoporosis is there for all women, usually after menopausal. They have Dr. Reshma is there with us. How many of us have given the milk glass to our mothers when we were young? We've never bothered.
I am hearing about it now.
How many of our daughters have been taught that mummy should have the milk rather than daddy
No,
having
I
the
learned
milk?
about osteoporosis and the relation to
So
menopausal
that is
when I
what
was
you
reading
have
about
to
the research
teach.
yesterday.
Huh?
And my mother has just been diagnosed with it like a couple of weeks
That's
back.
exactly
and I
what
had
is-
no
that is
idea.
what is important. We ourselves have not done it. Our mothers have days altogether have not even, maybe doodh hai hi nahi ghar mein. They are the last one to eat.
They're the last one to eat.
Eat.
Always.
Always.
You know, so awareness has to start from there.
Mm.
That is what is awareness about.
Yeah.
Osteoporosis, I feel, is like much later, but you see, lot of our mothers wear diapers,
Yeah.
our grandmothers.
Mm.
So they normalize it.
Mm.
How wearing a diaper is a normal.
It is not.
No,
It is so uncomfortable.
it's not. Like when you laugh, you are scared to laugh because you will leak.
Mm.
How is that normal? There are so many, treatments that are available. When you come out and you learn about the treatments, although awareness is a part, after awareness, turning up patients is not easy. Like
She's
we've
very right.
seen. We have penetrated into so many areas. Nobody turns up. They say, "Madam, मुझे भी है, मुझे आना है, like hospital का number दे दीजिए."
But
They
they'll not
take,
come.
but they don't come. Like why? There's a gap.
See, you all are talking about menstrual health, and there's a lot of awareness program which is done for menstrual health. Dr. Reshma will agree with me. How much of awareness is done for menopausal women?
Yeah.
You are on a seat where you are heading a team of 1,200 people, right?
Mm.
You are going through hormonal change with a menopausal change. Can you take menopausal leave? You can't. They're all laughing at me because maybe they're thinking I'm in that stage. But what happens is when you're a woman boss and you're shouting at anybody, they
They're
think,
like,
"Arey, ye to menopausal hai." But it takes a toll on you. She will
but somewhere is it not also true? Like the change in your body is humongous.
It takes a lot of toll.
The change is real. Absolutely real. And you don't have that control on your body anymore.
you don't.
Yeah.
So to get back the control, you will take some years to adjust to that hormones
Exactly.
post-menopause.
And on
So-
that, you are in a decision-making table. You are handling with your husband's thing.
Children.
So the husband even doesn't understand कि वो चिल्ला रही है, चिल्लाने दो उसको. So how much of
आजकल
awareness
मम्मी
have you
बहुत
done on that?
चिल्लाते हैं यार.
हाँ.
That won't
there
happen
is a-
because with my husband and kids, they'll not know when I'm menopausal.
There's a bumper sticker that says that women who have achieved something are rarely well behaved.
Okay.
right?
I've
Women
been
who achieve
thinking
some-
about this
okay.
myself.
So, I came across this, I think about 15, 16 years ago. And I know my mom is, she gets angry and I know I'm getting that. I know, but I really could not find any woman who is in a big leadership position who was like, the epitome of calm and composed and diplomatic. I think now you get it, right?
Yes,
Because when
exactly.
you're facing that kind of stress and the body is going through that, it is inevitable that you will lose a temper. The reason that our moms never, or some people never seem to lose a temper is because they never face that kind of stress dealing with people, dealing with, something going wrong, litigation,
People running
health,
away.
people running away.
It's always
Gender
in-house.
stress,
Dealing
regulatory,
husband.
somebody putting a fine, somebody getting upset. So those are big things for women to manage in leadership positions. And oftentimes it gets very hard to control. And so now and then, but I have my fair share of people who says you shouldn't lose your temper. It does not look right. Women are not supposed to be like this, and we're not supposed to be like that. And then I felt so bad for the longest time, and I'm like, why can I not control my temper? That is really bad. I don't want to shout at people.
Yeah.
I don't want
You
them to
never
feel
want to.
bad. Right? I don't want to come off as like this villainous, I don't know what.
But I think awareness on this stage of women's health, as in a menopausal cycle stage, is much, much less.
Much,
Till
much
now.
I'll
less.
tell
Much
you,
about being
I
done.
think Chetna will agree for it. I started talking about menopause so much in my videos, and like I started promoting so much because I've done menopause fellowship on that specifically to help women at that age, because I feel that is really, really important because I've seen so many suffering. So when I start talking about it, everybody says, "Madam, ये तो कोई सुन नहीं रहा यार, आप छोड़ दो,
Change
change the
the
topic."
topic.
तुम
It's
क्या
not
बोलते हो?
getting
मैंने
viral enough.
TRP rating नहीं अच्छा है.
It's not getting viral.
आता ही नहीं, कोई देखता ही नहीं.
For a very long time, I don't think it was a taboo talking about menopause or, if I'm on it, because it's attached to age and
But how to
everything.
deal with it has not been spoken.
Yeah.
It's in a very important area. how
And
to
now
deal.
we have evolved so much in medicine. There are a lot of things that you can take help and you can lead a normal life.
During
You
that
need not
phase.
suffer.
Absolutely. First is understanding what's going on.
Going
But
on.
by the way,
then-
we have to do that, which has been long pending.
Yeah.
You know what? So see,
Do that. There's some
so
secrets
what
there.
happens is that when you're in this stage, like for me, if you ask me, I'm absolutely in the stage where my BP used to be low. Now my BP has gone to a level where medication is started. So and acceptance also for a human being is a very important part, right? That you are 50 plus and your BP is in this stage. You should take medication. What is the harm in taking medication? My doctor is saying, आप medication क्यों नहीं लेंगे? So मैं सोचू हाँ मेरा बीपी भी मेडिकेशन हो गया, थायराइड भी हो गया. This is, I am in a healthcare industry for 20 years. It is a mindset. It is boss, to deal with it. You have to take this. You deal with it.
Yeah.
But if you prescribe that to men, they'll be like, हाँ मुझे इतना stress है, BP तो
हाँ,
बढ़ेगा.
बीवी के लिए stress है उनको.
Coming back to what also Suma said and what Nilanjana said and Reshma said, I think the basic expectation in any corporate setup is like, he's a man, he's leading in a leading position.
होगा ही ना.
ठीक है चिल्ला रहे हैं, and it is fine. A way somebody would react to a man yelling at him or telling him that you're not doing your job right, somewhere the ego also comes when it is a woman
Yeah.
going and saying them that no, this is not right, and then they judge you. And it has happened. They will always put you to test to know that wherever you are, whether you belong there or not, you have to earn that respect. This is something men don't go through.
Yeah.
They actually don't go through most of the time. But for women, mentally also stepping into the work front every day and proving people that, listen, I know more than you.
Yeah.
This is my business and this is how I want to run it, is something which doesn't come naturally. So that also somewhere is a part of the scheme of things which we don't talk about and which keeps adding.
Yeah.
And it's forget leadership positions, even in
Daily
senior positions, or women go through a lot of internal office politics,
Yeah.
internal things when it comes to promotions, many things. And they just think that okay,
It's normal.
it's normal.
It's normal.
It's
Yeah.
normal.
Normal.
Everything is normal. So, I mean, as we are talking about the corporate setup and everything, again, coming back to the same point, like since there is so much happening inside, the same external factors are affecting people differently. Do you think that is also somewhere the reason why in top leadership we have so less women, even in healthcare?
So I don't see it like that. I think women the numbers are growing, right? Probably not growing fast enough,
Yeah.
but the numbers are growing definitely. Even as women who are aware, we still need to kind of figure out how to make it work. So I'll give you an example. Let's say we have surgeons who are men and who are women. Some of them are married or recently married because they're just starting the journey. And then, they are dedicated also, coming for very advanced procedures, etc. These kind of advanced procedures only few people can do. If they're women, great. We're so proud to have a women's team doing neuro intervention or something like that, right? But we know the challenge that she will have to take a break, right? And rather than feeling bad about it, we have to learn how to plan that. So some of the companies who are like the best places to work in the world have figured out this way, and they kind of plan for it.
Okay.
We still don't. The reason they can plan for it is they have very open conversation with the people, saying that what are you planning? So we plan accordingly. Here it is. से पूछ सकते हो आप कब बच्चा पैदा करोगे?
Actually, in interviews, they actually ask that आपका बच्चा है, then they internally discuss, अरे यार इनका बच्चा नहीं है, she must be planning,
must
and
be
then she
planning.
will leave in a
This
year.
happens,
Then
yeah.
what are we? I mean,
Going to do.
what are we going to do? So we rather select
This
somebody.
always used to happen.
So coming back to you, for women who are there in leadership positions, most of the time they need a very strong ecosystem to be able to go to that position. It is not something they have done in one day. They need that support from family. They need that support system. And if anybody is saying that they're doing it without it, good for them. But for me, if you ask, even I'm not heading, like I'm just heading a company, but for that also I have to plan, as Suma said. And naturally, and by the make of God, women are caregivers.
Right.
Women are naturally caregivers. So emotionally also, your children will always come back to the mother first and then the father. The father is no less. But the emotional needs of the family or the social needs of the family is always centered around the woman, irrespective of which strata of society you are in. That is the make of things. And when it is coming to a growing economy, when it is coming to a growing society where we talk about women in leadership positions, they have somehow figured it out. Today, most of the places, they are looking for women, who are at top posts. They are looking for women and preferring women over men also, because they know that they are more structured. They know they are more planned.
Sincere.
They know they do not have a lot of baggage. So there are many positives also happening which nobody talks about.
Right.
But if you ask again, the ratio,
Is
we
less,
have a long way to go. And secondly, you need a lot of support, a huge support system when it comes to, because if you're giving 2 hours extra in your work, you're taking that away from your family and kids, I feel.
It's always a bargain that you.
So I have to plan that, these 2 hours, my children are doing something productive. They're playing badminton, they are reading stories, they're going for an art class. Somewhere I'm feeding my guilt. I'm doing well for them, but somewhere I'm also feeding my guilt.
Yeah.
So you need that support if you want to take up positions, and you have to plan, which is, as Suma said, is a very open conversation outside, but here nobody talks about it. And if you ask, it's taken as offense that, you know, why will I say when I will have a child, or why will I say what is my 5-year plan?
But my question is that when a woman is married and she chooses a career over a family, she's questioned.
Yeah.
Now, suppose she becomes a widow and she's the breadwinner of the family. Then she's not questioned. Then she's expected to earn and take care of the living and the child.
Yeah.
So it is all about the society and the social pressure. And I feel as a leadership role, it is an immense pressure.
Yeah.
And how much you can fight, where mentorship plays a very big role. We had very few mentors. Our next generation has bigger mentors, mentors like all of us today. I think mentorship for a girl to reach that, to fight for her own identity is a very important part.
Yeah.
You know, because who will nurture you? You're not doing wrong because your child is in the house and you are working. Yeah, you teach your child that mama goes to work. Today, if you have to fetch for the family, mama still will go to work.
Yeah.
So it's all about mentorship. I think it's a very, very important
What they
part.
see when they grow up, as they
You
grow
have
up.
to.
How many of us go to temple when we have periods? You take us.
You know.
Why? There's no scientific reason behind it.
Yeah.
But still, we accept it. That's how, like, we are tuned.
Yeah,
Conditioning
I guess so.
from childhood.
Conditioning from
Yeah,
childhood.
yeah.
That's what it is.
But like apart from leadership also, like she said, there are a lot of good things happening. Period leaves and all, very recently introduced. 21 or 24 slowly has also now come to India. Yet it's stigmatized. Like, you know, when someone applies for it, they're like, you know, you're just taking advantage of it, or, you know, it's not normal. We are trying, yet it's not normal. There's maternal leave and everything, but you know that your career is taking a hit when you do that because someone else is advancing. So for us, it's always like, you know, you give something to get some shoes and
Like the police ladies who are at the police traffic signals. How many toilets are there? Bio toilets were there. Now you look at the condition. Look at their condition. They stand for 8 hours. A disposable sanitary vending machine. I think I did it in my last organization. We gave it free of cost. How many? The leaders have to think that.
yeah.
You rather give it to a police station where female police is there. Think those are very important areas, little things. Like this time we have introduced free cervical cancer vaccine for the entire university students, where still people are thinking 5 times to come for cervical cancer vaccines. In spite of being a medical college, in spite of being a nursing college.
Yeah.
I think leaders need to have more awareness program on this. We've already achieved it. They should do more of this.
We are having to force people to do their annual health check.
Yeah, that is true.
मैं तो पैसा काट रही हूँ.
काट रही हो नहीं?
Better कर दो.
I didn't get that.
So the point is, you say that, oh, you do this annual health check is very important. We say it is mandatory. You get it done for free. Nobody will.
Nobody will do.
Okay. Men, women alike. Women to even worse. They will not come. Then I said, okay. You know what, maybe free they're not valuing, let's say like 100 rupees, but we'll give more tests, so every year you will get to know at least you're working, not come. Then I said, okay, fine, I'm going to deduct 500 rupees. So
Then
better
if you don't
go
do
get, no, I'm going to.
Okay.
So might as well get value out of it. So go get the health check done.
Yeah, it's like increment cycle is not valid if health checkup is not done.
Oh.
Something
Otherwise,
like that.
in a healthcare also people don't go.
They know, they see it every day, yet they don't go
So
and
then
do
we
it.
have to force a few years of people or months of people to go get health checkup, and then surprisingly 2 or 3 people will discover something, and then they will come and say thank you
Yeah.
for forcing me to do it. And then hopefully we feel that slowly people's mindset is going to change, that this is normal here. Okay.
Yeah.
It is changing. I have experimented personally lately, and it does change. Earlier, when we said that if when joining, you have to have a health checkup done,
They wouldn't join.
and people will say nahi. But slowly, I say that you tell them this is the policy.
करना ही पड़ेगा.
सबने किया है, किया कि नहीं किया, सबने किया है, आपको भी करना है. Then people's mindset change.
Right.
They're like, I don't have a choice. So they do it. And now most like 80% of the people have done it. So I think we have to be more creative and come up with
Experiment
ways,
with different things.
and come up with ways to almost like tough love karna hai for the betterment of the women.
For that, I'll give you one example. Recently, like one of my dad's friend's wife, she's a gynecologist herself.
Okay.
Okay, but she's not practicing since a while. So one night, midnight, she calls me at 12:30 or so, telling Reshma, I had a little spotting. I mean, she is a menopausal lady, and she had a little spotting. And I said, Auntie, get this test done, so we'll see. So is it okay that I can postpone it, or you think I need to get it immediately? And I said, you are bleeding. We need to know the cause. So if you ask me the question, if you can postpone, obviously no, like you get it done. Then after a month, she told, Arey Reshma, I'm very scared to get the test done. Do you think they'll come normal? What will I answer? How can I tell that it'll come normal? It's okay, just get it done. Because I know that she had a history of, cancers in the family.
Right.
So I pushed her for just a basic ultrasound. Then she said, ultrasound mein kuch theek se nahi dikh raha hai, then what should I do? Go for MRI. And she said, is it necessary? Arey, dikh nahi rahe, like then you should go for an MRI. Like what else you can do? Like this is what I can tell as a doctor. So she got MRI, and today morning she called me, stage 3 ovarian cancer nikla, and it has spread everywhere. She started crying. Being a gynecologist, and if you take some around 4 months to go and get the basic test done,
what do you expect
what do you expect from rural or
She's very
anyone
right.
else for
She's
that
very right. Yes, a
So,
lot of us know just dealing.
it is just ignoring. You can't just keep it on somebody, and you are not favoring a doctor, or you are not doing a favor to some,
some
diagnostic
medical
center to go and get it done.
Yeah.
You are getting it done for yourself.
Right.
Your health is the priority. You go and get it done. It is not that you are paying a diagnostic and the diagnostic is running because of you.
I guess
That's
you
how
need
the
to love
people
yourself,
react.
Yeah.
As a woman, you should love yourself. And then you can
Prioritize
think
yourself a little more.
You have to be selfish.
You have to be selfish.
when
But
it
selfish
comes
has
to-
been told to be bad, but
No, it isn't.
it isn't.
for your needs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And being fit is a sacrifice. It is difficult. It is discipline. It is tapasya.
Yeah. That's
So I always say one thing, coming back to, we are first born as an individual. Then we are a daughter. Then we are a wife, and then a mother. But we forget ourselves only first.
Yeah.
We start doing on the reverse direction. We start sacrificing for everybody but ourselves.
Because from childhood we've been said, like
Said
she said,
like
no, we are caregivers. Like we have to do it naturally as a sister even. Like you start doing it at a very young age. So what do you guys think like we can do as leaders to bring about change maybe a little faster? Because about health, like you said, doctors know, they are aware, but we are not going till the doctors only, no. So main general awareness, increasing the general awareness, making it a little easier in the corporate sector probably.
So let's talk about corporate sector first, okay?
Okay.
Here is my opinion. I think the places that are the most well established, the bigger brands, that are the aspiring places for people to work, have to start mandating things. Then others will pick up. Because if I am a smaller organization saying I'm going to make healthcare a priority in my organizations, they will look up to something, and then if they are not doing, then the lower people, then they don't have any leverage.
Smaller organization.
So it is a responsibility for the, I don't know, Tatas or the biggest brands to kind of start the process
Invest
and
on that.
invest and mandate it. Then it will percolate, and it will percolate very fast. Because believe me, in the leadership positions, people want their employees to do that. Okay, so that is number one. Secondly, I think schools have a very, very big responsibility to ensure that the children who are studying have gone through a basic level of health checks and vaccinations throughout their life in school. What I've seen here is when the kids start, their vaccination history is taken, and then you are meant to be up to date on your vaccines. But after that, the school forgets, the parents forget. Schools have the responsibility to teach both their faculty, the children, and the parents that health cannot be taken, because one person's small disease can spread like wildfire, and who knows what the immunity of the second child is. For one person, it may be a small cough or cold. For them, it will be pneumonia. Right? So it is not about taking away somebody's freedom. You're not, by forcing them to have the right vaccination, you're not taking away the right to freedom of pursuing their own healthcare. It is safety.
Yeah.
Basic safety of the children. Number 2. Corporates also, things like getting your dental health check, being up to date on your flu vaccines, etc. These are hindrances to work.
Also.
Yes, beyond the person's personal health, beyond the women's health, there are hindrances to work. If your entire department has cough and cold, then how is the place going to function? Have open conversations about women's time period in a longer time. So, it is okay to get, this has to become a lot more normalized, and that will come from the private sector, but I think the policy and the government has to play a role. They have to take it seriously. Just like, if you are going, and here's an example, if you're going to avail the government's free health scheme, use that health scheme first to get the health check. That has to be mandatory. It is free, the government is paying for it. But the government must say that this is mandatory. And we have to know your status. Just like when you get an insurance, they insure. They may
That
be
you have a health check.
they may be half of them may be forging it, but at least a lot of people actually get to do the health check.
Yeah.
To get the health insurance, you have to get a health checkup. So for a government free health scheme also, you must get a health checkup. It has to be mandated, because it's such a huge population. We cannot motivate
Everybody.
It's not possible. It has to be mandated by policy.
So 2 things I have done as first is anybody joining my company has to go through a mandate health checkup.
Okay.
Which is with my registered practitioner. Because with my tenure in my job, I realized especially people in top management have an automobile as an industry is very, very target driven and is a stressful industry. And top management, mostly what I have seen, are in the mid-age bracket of 45 to 40 to 55, right? Where they have reports, they have reporting, they have targets, they have to take care, and if they are not fit, they can't manage my company well. So one thing I've introduced is that I need a proper health report of the person, whoever is joining me. That is one. Second is annually. Annually, we keep doing some activity, like she said, cervical vaccination, and then blood donation camps. So one health camp is a mandate. We start low and slow, and so that is one thing we are taking care. Third thing which I would like to do more, and maybe as someone who is spearheading a social organization and is also a part of an organization which works with a lot of women, is educating the men about how important it is to take care of the lady of the house and her health. Because she'll turn up to him. Somewhere women are emotionally dependent also. So it's very important for the man of the house to know that if she sleeps for 3 days, tumhara ghar band hone wala hai. So somewhere if we crack that code and we reach out to the men, women we have been doing, but it has to be from both sides. The men also need to be educated that somewhere you have to take care of the person who is taking care of your world. So the day that starts happening, I think that
will also slowly translate to the workplace, right? When you do that at home, You also do that at work because now you understand.
Yes, you are taken care, your emotional needs are met, and there'll be a transition in the society and the way the society thinks and functions.
Yeah.
You know, if you see it like that.
I mean, it's
Who
not that
doesn't like
women are
being
not
pampered?
capable. It's just that
I mean,
there's so
women
much
like
more.
being pampered. Women like I would love it. That could be a love language when, you know, your husband tells that, listen, we need to go and get our checkups done because you've been having hectic schedule, and I would love that care from him.
Yeah.
You know, that is the love language, which should be the new love language for the generations to come. I feel.
Yeah.
So, as a leader, if you ask me what I would like to work on is a lot to do with mental health and addiction for the women, for the girls, because that is going to be a real nuisance in the years to come.
Yeah.
The mental health, the capability of holding on to you, capability of fighting your battle as a woman is a very, very important part. Otherwise, the suicides, the social media pressure, the pressure of looking good and all the time being the pretty one, it is become a disease now.
Yeah.
And it is very shortly going to affect the entire generation, where addiction and substance abuse is going to be a very, very big nuisance. And
I mean, health has also somehow shifted from internal to external. It has become
and
a
to
lot more
mental.
aesthetic.
Yes. So
Yeah.
tell me, in a house when a girl is depressed or a woman is depressed, she is in a depressed state. She's getting into addiction. She's sitting in front of the TV and not moving out. What is the husband's role? The husband will just say, "Oh, ye to kuch karti nahi hai, kuch nahi." She needs help. You need to give that help to that person. How many of us have made it? I would really want to work on that, because the next generation, you cannot even imagine the kind of she will come into more is the teenage pregnancies. They are sexually much more active than our generation was. But you know what has happened is too much of awareness with ChatGPT or lack of awareness. I don't know. They go about doing the wrong things.
Yeah, it could be both ways, right? ChatGPT and all is fine. Instagram has so much of information, and so much of it is also misinformation.
It's always a competition of looking good, feeling good, being slim and trim.
Yeah.
Why? Aesthetics is not fair, dark. So I think
And there is a lot of cosmetology also happening these days.
So mental health is a very important part, where I have seen in my career, a lot of nurses have committed suicide. They were financially independent, but you know, their money would go back to the family. So mental health for a woman, if they are a bread earner of the family, they should have a stand also in a family.
Yeah.
Why will they go back and give the money to the entire family? They themselves have to work on it. Nobody else can work on it. So, as a leader, I would work towards that more.
When we spoke about mental health, I've seen so many women who are fit, who are fit as fiddle, and they have the best body, but their mental health is compromised.
See Deepika Padukone.
And she's been vocal about depression.
You
I
have
think it's a very
standards in
That's all
society. If you have tick-offs for a successful woman that we talk about, Deepika Padukone fits everything.
Yeah.
At some point, she also
Yet.
dated Ranbir. You know,
Yeah.
what else do you need in life? but if you see, she did go through a dark phase. So
But she
I
was
think
a leader to come up with it.
Come up with
You
it.
have to
Yeah,
come up
That's
with it.
what's.
And in these cases, social media can help to an
Lots,
extent.
a lot.
That if doctors come out and like they create that
Say.
awareness, but people should follow those doctors, but not influencers. No, who was
Because then the onus now is on doctors to also become influencers.
that,
right?
that
So
is
you
how
do
like
two jobs
everybody
at the same
started
time.
coming out and talking about it, and you know what not.
But even the
they're doing.
doctors need therapy at times. Yeah, you
Yeah,
have to
yeah,
So
understand
many
that.
times I just go crazy, I just go mad, I just want to leave everything, I just want to run away many times. I think like 20 out of 30 days.
Yeah. I mean, that's your cue to go for therapy,
I'm
right?
feeling so good after this entire conversation,
no?
because till half an hour till I reached here, I was struggling and I was just so off. And today I just decided I'll not blow dry my hair. So what? Previously, when there was no blow dry, people looked good. I will go like this, you know.
But I thought that's your hairstyle. I mean, and it's looking so
So I
good.
said no blow dry today. You know, I just not do it because I don't want to. let my normal hair look the way it does.
See, one more thing that we have to do, right? Like men will just dress up and
And
then
after hearing her story,
accept
Suma's story, Nilanjana's story, and your story, I feel that I'm not the only one struggling. Things are happening. I think there should be more discussion around this where
Mood
just
swings can happen, brain fog can
bloating,
happen.
brain fog is real.
Yeah, it's all real and everybody faces it and it's
But
okay
even
to face
I did
it.
not know about it for a very long time, that this happens. Like, okay, bloating is a thing. I only recently learned. Uske pehle it was like, okay, I've grown fat or
I
something
didn't
in a
know
couple
there was
of days. or
something called lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
I have drank like liters of milk all my childhood only to support my hormonal disorder when I turned.
I think it's very important to enjoy your existence as a woman.
Yeah.
Be proud and enjoy as existence of a woman. You are a woman is something which is a biological thing. Your capability, all of us sitting here are capable individuals. Yeah, we beautiful women. That's besides the point, right?
And so many times you would want nobody, not even the driver, let me drive and let me be peaceful while driving and itna shanti lag raha hai, like just that 10 minutes of drive,
being
kitna,
alone
like,
and
peace
being
diya.
with yourself. Yeah. Self-care is important. Yeah. So yeah, some changes that we discussed. Anything else that you guys want to add before we sum it up? I mean, I think it was a very stimulating conversation. A lot of things came up, but anything else?
I think it was a very nice topic that you chose and the way you did it.
Yes.
No?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you
It's
so
a very
much.
open discussion that we had.
And just
Yeah.
perspective.
Yeah.
It is not, it is a perspective of
Maybe we can do more of it eventually whenever we get time.
I just that we have to actually hold hands, and the myth that women is a woman's enemy has to go from the society.
Absolutely.
I think women are women's pets, so we should have more of women party and women gathering.
Yeah.
We can help each other.
This
We
is
don't
like my
need
pack. Like I am going back happy and not disappointed because I know all of us are sailing in the same boat. She is also screaming at office. I am also. So somewhere we are at a common platform, and women are also taskmasters. They get things done. This way, that way, things need to be done.
With their health taken care of and with that, equilibrium that we are trying
and
to
we
find,
should
maybe we'll
celebrate
be able
each
to do
other
more.
and we should be healthy
Together. Yeah.
So we have a finance person here. Usually women are told that they're not good in finance.
Oh,
Okay,
please.
और हमारे finance minister ही बैठी
I
हैं.
say, oh,
हाँ.
please.
Yeah. So हमारी
They
see myths and all these
myths
things.
though, matlab, I think there are enough examples these days to show that women are capable of doing everything. Capability is there. So the process is now how to. It has to be a. I mean, almost like a cult feel.
Feeling.
That if I do these kind of things, I will be a much better leader. And those things should include being absolutely fit, whatever your fitness level is, understanding your body, ensuring that you are never taken as there is no shock that should come from your body that you are not
Able to.
preempting, right? And that you must have mentors, you must mentor people yourself. You should be able to take heat at work and say that this is normal, right? I'm not being singled out because I'm a woman or that woman boss or something like that. I like hiring women because they don't steal. They are
that is
not
one thing even I
pilferers
totally
generally.
agree.
No offense to anyone here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big issue when you're dealing with people. And I have worked with women and I have worked with men and other things. It's just, they have their challenges, general in life, but they're generally more diligent.
Yeah.
They're serious about their work. But the only time I feel like we should do more is allow them to come up and talk about whatever their challenges are, and that the management or administration should be open to hearing. Because if you don't, then more and more women will go out of the workforce because they don't think people will understand. They don't think that there is a way forward.
I think we've proven our capabilities, but as society also there's a lot of change that needs to happen. When I was hiring for the accounts and finance role, there were 2 young women who came for the role, and they were absolutely perfect. Like, you know, I've interviewed 50 people, couldn't find someone that good. They said yes, very excited to join, straight out of college. They go home, we send the offer letter, and the answer comes that, you know, I told my mother, she had said yes, but my father will not allow me to travel from Shahid Nagar to here. So I'll not be able to join. So, like, even today that is happening. It was a big shocker for me to, you know, accept that.
There, I would say that it is somehow it has become a norm in families to say that if my daughter at that doesn't find this a suitable job that is ticks all my boxes, we can provide for her until she's married, and then that family will provide for her. That mindset needs to change. Your parents to say that no, you are of age, you better find your path.
I'm the one who's done that.
You better.
Please, I have my parties, you have your parties.
Yes,
So please
after
go
you are
fetch for
21
yourself.
and after you graduated,
Very true.
you can't stay at home. I'm sorry. So now, for me to say that, people will say, you know, what kind of a mother are you going to be? But
No,
That is the kind of
that kind of.
I
yes.
totally agree, and there has been time where my daughter's her father is very well to do. I am established, but it has been told to her very clearly that you lose a job, you find another job, but you have to make your career in life. We are not going to fetch for you.
Whenever you need support, we are there.
Support is there, guidance is there. But there are a lot of children who just sit at home because their parents are rich and flourishing. You just can't do that. You know? You can't.
I think that decision also they should only take.
Yeah.
I mean, rather than, what I feel is there are a lot of decisions they take that I want to be independent. Yes, you be independent.
Yes.
I don't want to be independent, Mama. Toda 10,000
नहीं चाहिए वो नहीं होना चाहिए
नहीं होना चाहिए. Well, because then that becomes a habit, right?
I think
that
with health
dependence.
and wellness also parents have a very, very
Big role.
strong
Very
role to play.
And these days, like I'll tell you, sorry to interrupt. When mothers are there, like when you ask mothers why your daughter is at this, I mean, does she eat junk? नहीं मैडम कुछ तो वो बिल्कुल नहीं खाती मैम. She'll be 70-75 kgs for 12 years, 14 years. And बिल्कुल कुछ नहीं खाती है मैम. हाँ, तो then I go in depth what she eats. ये एक रसगुल्ला में क्या होता है एक ही तो रसगुल्ला खाती है आफ्टर फूड एंड आफ्टर एवरी मील के बाद आई मीन एक स्वीट में क्या होता है दैट इज नॉर्मल नो दैट उसमें क्या है दैट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ द डाइट
Yeah. I like our household, like absolutely run. We are big foodies, and like we tend
that's
to
how
eat
like
a lot.
people
That is the way
still
of-
they have to change.
Yeah.
So for I have struggled, like both me and Anshuman have struggled, and he is still struggling, you know, with weight, with obesity being a chronic problem. But if you do his blood works and my blood works, his blood works are better. That was the first wake-up call I got, you know. Yes. So as I said, weight is one part of it. Your functioning, your
Internal organ
exactly,
functioning,
that is
joints
one part of
functioning.
it. So with my struggle, I learned that this is not something I would want my children to suffer, or I will never subject them to this. I know that they will have this gene pool. I know they will have a tendency of putting on weight. But I do ensure whatever in my capacity, that if I'm not being able to stop
To
them,
bring about small changes.
yes, with you know, I have said you have pizza once a month. You have this once a month. You have to go for badminton. You have to go for running. This is basic thing. My daughter hates it, but she's doing it because every day I keep telling her, and it is somewhere I'm scared. I don't want
That's
that.
the change maker attitude. Like you have
Hmm.
suffered, your generation should not suffer. Is
We don't pass it on. along.
There are other incidences that's happening, right? As more and more women are entering the workforce and the environment is changing, pollution level is changing, I don't know what else is changing. It is getting harder and harder
Food
to get
also.
pregnant.
at 40, I might be diagnosed with something. So I will have some different set of exercises which keeps me healthy. It is not like I can't run 5 kilometers, 5K. I can't. My body won't support.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I'm fat. But I am like this.
No, you're not at all fat.
Yeah, so at HOP, we actually do that. Like, we do blood marker testing, we do a full body physical checkup where we check the joints, the muscular endurance, their cardiovascular endurance, and based on that, we put them onto a program. Be it men or women, yes, but this is the natural flow in which we take any client who steps into HOP. And even if people sometimes do not join, are not ready to join the sessions, this assessment is something that we definitely highly recommend them so that they can go or leave from here aware and then take up their fitness journey. All right. So with this, I think we'll wrap this up. I mean, we came up with some amazing ideas and changes that we can bring in. I think I'll also start to consciously talk about women health a little more than I have, and maybe we can, take some steps and make some changes and then have more of these kinds of conversations again in future. And I hope this has brought in smaller changes within us also, some new realizations and some things to think about.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I absolutely enjoyed this and it was a very memorable first for me. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much. Thank you.